What's up, folks? This is Tommy Maduro coming at you from BNC Cigar Lounge in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Today I'd like to talk about executive compensation. Now, a couple of my friends on Facebook, one's a liberal, one's a conservative, got into an argument over workers' rights, workers' compensation, CEO compensation, corporate profits, yada yada yada. Okay, and it was your classic liberal versus conservative type of an argument. Now, I got to say, I kind of agree with my liberal friend on excessive executive compensation. Now, I know as a cigar smoking, scotch swilling, gun toting, red meat eating conservative, that's completely off the realm of what I should believe. But it's not for the reasons you think. Okay? It's not for the whole wealth redistribution, fairness, all of that, liberal PC bullcrap. What it is as part of the investing populace, I don't like to see a CEO's compensation package affect retained earnings to a significant percentage. And there are some compensation packages out there on some of these companies that are 10% or higher. They affect retained earnings 10% or higher, okay? And you know what? That's money coming out of my pocket if I happen to be invested in that company. And I'm not a big fan of people pulling money out of my pocket. I don't care if it's governments, corporations, what have you. Here's the key. There's a free market solution to the excessive compensation issue, and that is simply you vote with your wallets. What do I mean by that? Well, let me tell you. Say you're looking at a company to invest in, and the compensation package for the CEO affects retained earnings to a point where it is higher than your return on investment through dividends, capital gains, things like that. I.e., say a CEO is affecting retained earnings to the tune of 8%, but the return on investment you're going to get out of that company over time is only going to be 6%. You know what? Don't put your money in that company. Plain and simple. Do not invest in the company. Move on. Go somewhere else. And I understand this is going to take you getting off your dead ass in front of the frickin' TV watching Jersey Shore, what have you, and doing some actual homework. But it'll be worth it in the end, because you're going to be better off not investing in those companies. Your return on investment is going to turn out to be greater if you don't have a CEO that's affecting the profits of the company to the tune of 10% or higher. Okay? It's money that can come back to you. Now, if you're the non-investing populace, you know what? You can still vote with your wallet, essentially. Say you're a big fan of Procter & Gamble products. Okay, that's all you've ever bought. But you go out, again, you're going to have to do some homework, you're going to have to do some research. You go out, you feel that the CEO is being, overly compensated. You know what? Instead of buying the Tide, buy the Purex or whatever. You don't have to support these corporations. There's always other substitute products out there that you can use. Okay? Now, another way that if you've already invested in the company that you can affect change, it's a little harder now. Use your voting rights. Okay? When it comes time to vote on the board of directors, and you have a board that's voted an excessive compensation package for this particular CEO, Now, here's something, some of you, most of you probably already know, some of you don't, is that a lot of these CEOs and chairmen of the boards are on each other's, docket. They're in each other's pockets. So, one director might be the CEO of a company that has the director as the CEO of the other company. They're the director on the board of directors. So there's a whole lot of corporate cronyism that goes on, and honestly, that a stop needs to be put to that somehow. And the only way you can do that is by exercising your voting rights. Okay, it's going to take time. You're going to get frustrated. Don't use a proxy. Don't not vote. If you're already invested in the company, please exercise your voting rights, because in the end, you're going to be better off, because more of that money is going to come back to you as the owner or partial owner of that company, the stockholder. So, just saying, do your research. If you want to try to affect change in the company, vote with your wallet. That's the best way to do it. Because I guarantee, if enough people quit investing in these companies, then it's going to be a shout, loud and clear. A shot over the bow of that board of directors boat, and they're going to have to sit up and take notice, especially when stock prices start to fall. Anyways, this is Tommy Maduro coming at you from BNC Cigar Lounge. Take care.